All right, folks, welcome back. Happy Sunday to you. It's the 14th of March. It's about a 20 after 5 p.m. Evening chores, evening feeding, they're all done. My day's about done. I'm going to keep nitpicking at some stuff, of course, till dark. But anyway, I thought we'd do a little video here. We're probably going to name and title this video something along the lines of a decision-making Sunday. I took today a little differently because I'm going to tell you something right now. If we're not in planting season, haying season, or anything like that, you give me a Sunday, I've got no shame in telling you that it's basically a day of rest. Besides your normal doings or maybe an odd job that needs to get done. I took today, in a very good way, you know me, I'm a pen and a paper guy. I have to put it down on paper for it to make sense. Maybe it's because I'm not smart enough. I'm fine with that. I took today and made a few decisions. Any decisions around here that are made, they're all big for me. Some of them are going to seem like, you know, pretty minor, maybe even a little dramatic to you. But anyway, I made some decisions today. One of them's quite drastic. We're going to save that for last. And I'm just going to go ahead and share them with you. So, we'll start off first very simply. As you know, I've got, you know, raise calves in the barn during the winter, calves lagging behind, or mostly calves that were ladder born that could use a little TLC through the winter, get them out of the harsh conditions, get them on that everyday, twice a day grain ration, all that other stuff. So anyway, this is what I got left. Of course, I've got 8 animals in here and 5 back there. We're going to take a look at them. So one of the decisions made here today is I am going to keep back 8 steers. You'll see them. It's anything with a green tag. And of course, I don't know if you follow the channel, but that's little buddy from you little tiger. You little tiger. That's little buddy from this summer. Little buddy was hutch raised and bottle fed. Little buddy's mom passed directly after giving birth, which was a prolapse. Sad ordeal, but anyway, anything with a green tag, and that includes you. Sorry, not sorry. So there's 1, 2. You got 3 right there, and here's the 4th right there. Those 4 steers, they're staying here. Anything with a red tag, those are heifers. Those heifers are getting shipped for fall feeder sale, including 1119. Where are you? 1119. 1119 is actually a, I'm at a loss for words here. A free martin. Free martin. Which you better announce if you're shipping cattle like that on feeder sales and everything else. There's some people at these auctions that are looking at some of these heifers for breeding purposes. By all means, be as honest as you can, because I'm going to tell you right now, I've been stiffed. And it makes me so mad that I don't even want to, I don't want to go into it. But I can tell you right now, when my paperwork is being put together, when they get shipped for a spring feeder sale, which is coming up right around the corner, we're talking within a month, it'll be blatantly obvious on my paperwork that 1119 is a free martin. I wish everybody followed that, but we're not going to get into that. Okay, and then here you have 4 more steers. Just kind of the way it ended up. What are you boys doing? We doing okay in here? You got these 4 steers and you got little Baldy. Baldy, who I think if you follow the channel, everybody knows who little Baldy is. And Baldy is a dwarf. I don't know how else to put it, but that's the terminology we use here. She is a dwarf calf. I don't have the proper words. She's never going to amount to be anything. I'm sorry. She's always going to have the real skinny legs and a big old pot belly. What am I going to do with her? I don't know. I can tell you immediately she's going to join the herd in grazing this summer. And that's whatever. So, the 4 steers back there and these 4 steers here, they're being kept. Right, boys? Yeah. What's going to happen here is when everybody goes out to start grazing, they're going to be let out of this barn. That's coming sooner than later. Basically, I'm keeping them for slaughtering sales, slaughtering reasons. There's probably a pile of you right now, and I understand, saying, what the hell are you going to kick them out to grazing for? I'm kicking them out for some health and condition, to get them off of this concrete. Only till about August 1st-ish. They will be collected again. These 8 steers will be put on a very healthy grain ration, and of course well fed, well taken care of. I want to shoot for a goal of a December or January slaughterings for fine cuts. And of course, the ever popular hamburger. Brad Larson, you got a phone call coming from me. I need to pick your brain about a few things. You know a hell of a lot more in that department than I do. There's a few questions that I have for you, and I look to get up with you in a short time to come. Basically, I'll just tell you right now, folks, what I'm looking at doing here is I will deal in quarters and halves, quarter and half sales, but not at a grave amount. It's that can be touchy and tricky. It is around here anyway. I can tell you I will not deal with anybody with quarters and halves that has not had a quarter or half or a whole before. My parents got into that quite extensively for the most part at one point in their latter part of the career here. And it was nothing but trouble. It was awful. And my parents are the kind of people that say, oh, okay, well, we'll come get it. You know, if you're not happy with it. I didn't get that gene. I won't play that game. Call me what you want. I'm not dealing with it. So what I'm going to do, and Brad, this is what I really want to talk to you about, is not only, of course, hamburger sales, which is a given, but, you know, the fine cuts. You know, before putting everything in a hamburger, taking out the sirloins, the ribeyes, the New York strips and stuff like that, and selling those individually, either per piece, per pound, whatever. So anyway, as simple as this sounds to you about keeping back 8 steers, who cares, Ben? That was big. This is a spring paycheck right here, which, you know, contrary to popular belief, I actually need a paycheck. Yeah. Everybody wonders why I do a dancing career on the weekends, my male dancing career. It's starting to take off again. Yeah, proper advertising, you know, the right crowd. So this was a big decision because, you know, these 8 steers, that's a healthy little amount of money that's by God needed for this farm to operate. The other big thing here, what I was thinking about was, you know, I'm at capacity here. I'm just about there. I'm flirting with a disaster. Let's cut the crap. Just 8 more head joining the herd on grazing. That's a grave amount of grazing extra. But anyway, I'm gonna make it work somehow or another. They're only going to join until August 1st. They're going to be pulled back, put back on grain, healthy feed regiment, and go from there. So that's number 1. For anybody that's not too keen on the way I explain things, I've said it 100 times. I'm going to say it again. These videos are not rehearsed. Keep up with the lingo. I think you'll know what I'm always trying to say. All right. Hey boys. These are dads. They have just exploded. My God, they've exploded. These are Holstein steers. Excuse me. Holstein steers that were bought as bottle calves. Literally 2 to 3 days old. And these are going to be shipped out here in an April feeder sale. So, yeah. It is quite windy again here today. So before we step over here, the other decision that was made here today was, and I'm going against my words that I said just yesterday. I took a very healthy look at the future forecast, which I've said 100 times I don't put a pile of stock into. This future forecast, though, proves all that our winter is basically done for the most part. I'm going to say it again. It doesn't mean that we can't get a small blasting or a blasting nonetheless of snow. I have enough confidence, and there's a big reason behind this. I'm going after fertilizer tomorrow morning. I'm going after fertilizer to the pasture grounds. Now, if you keep up with the channel, you know I took on fall fertilizer last year. I hit all pasture ground with P&K. That means it needs a healthy shot of nitrogen, urea. I made some calls today. You know, of course it's Sunday, things are closed, but I made some calls, and I've got 9,000 pounds, and of course fertilizer's skyrocketing. Got a lot of comments for that, but it's a beautiful Sunday. I ordered 9,000 pounds of pure urea, nitrogen, that I'm picking up by 8:30 tomorrow morning, which means I need to get my butt in gear tomorrow. We got a full barn cleaning here tomorrow too, and plus feeding, everything else. I need to be at the mill by 8:30, pick up that buggy broadcaster, and hit all the pasture grounds. I'm going to be putting it down at about 200 pounds of the acre. Whatever's left over, I've got a special little place that I want to hit as well. The biggest reason for this, number one, of course, the future forecast that I already talked about. One of the biggest players is we've got 17 degrees tomorrow morning by 7:30. Now, within hours, this ground is going to soften up. You know, you look in this camera, you look at the ground, it looks dry. It's not. It's sopping wet. But you get a 16, 17 degree morning like what we're going to have tomorrow morning, you can go like hell up to about a couple of hours. After that, that ground starts to loosen up with this powerful sun. I'm taking advantage of it. I'm going after it. It's a small gamble, not really, you know, but I'm putting urea down on all the pasture ground. Hopefully the joke's not on me. And of course, what I'm talking about here is getting a big dumping of snow or a 3-day monsoon. It basically will, the hell did that? It'll basically, I'm going to use the words wash away a lot of your nitrogen. But I've got some good confidence here. We're going to do it. Everything says to do it. Just cross the fingers with me. All right, now, here's the other big decision I made today. It's a big decision for me. I want you to look at this awful area right here. Why every time of the day the cows come here to conjugate, I have no freaking idea, but they do. Trust me, they're not searching for food. All right. When restrictions come off, and we're talking weight restrictions on the roadway travel, when they come off immediately, we're we're going to start bringing in dump truck after dump truck after dump truck of fill. We're obviously going to start with just your good old nasty run-of-the-mill pit run. We're going to go after a little bit of sand, and then we're going to go after some good road gravel. I'm tearing out this entire separation line here, which means I obviously have to build a temporary, but by God it better be a damn good temporary, over here. This is all getting torn out. It's getting filled appropriately and properly at a certain level. You know, that's what I got to figure that out yet. Of course, we got to get the transits out here and some markers and everything else. Long story short, folks, I'm putting in another 40, possibly 50 headlock stalls. That's the one decision I haven't made yet. 40 or 50. It's going to be one of the two. Ooh, we found a nice spot here. Boy, that wind has been a son of a gun. Yeah, I wasn't really ready for this year, but I'm really, who's ever ready for anything? Actually, that was a dumb comment. Proper planning, you can always be ready. This needs to be done, period, end of story. But yeah, this is going to look a hell of a lot different here. The absolute goal in a perfect world is that project will be done by June 1st. I've already called my concrete guy. It's a done deal. For the most part, he's coming here this week for a little bit of a project look-see, and of course maybe a beer or two. Figure some things out, obviously some pricing. And I'm going to call my gravel guy tomorrow and make sure that I'm on the calendar and on the radar for the first day of restrictions coming off. We're going to go like hell. Now, I'm quite obviously going to be doing a lot of the leveling job with, of course, the tractor and the bucket. Of course, I'll do that at night because this is going to hit at the time where I'm going to be busy as hell in the fields. That's okay. Who cares? You can make anything happen. But at one point here, you know, a bulldozer is going to have to be brought in for a proper final level, plus compaction reasons. I mean, you see this territory here, it's awful. It's nothing but a big old sponge. I have a feeling, and I'll let my gravel excavator guy tell me, we might end up doing something with drain in one way or another going that way. You can't see it, but there's a gradual slope heading down that way. We're talking probably about a 10-foot apron. Then we're talking about a setup spitting image to this right here. But I'm going to go the little extra mile. Spitting image of what you see here, but then there's going to be about 1.5 feet or so. I don't have all my answers yet, folks. 1.5 feet or so barrier here for feed. And of course, the reason for that is, well, number one, feed waste. Number two, we're talking about at some point TMR operation here. Let's go back into the barn. I'll explain that to you. One more last look. Obviously, this is the cow herd. It's the heifer lot, separated by this, what is there, about 5 strands or 4 or 5 strands of electric fence. It does the job, but this needs to be rehabbed for sure here this spring with the way things are going. Whew! Oh, that temperature dropped. Yep. Throw your hay all over the place. Let's all have a good laugh at Ben and have him pick it up. All right, that big job there, it's going to be a big job. It's big for me. That's going to hurt. Oh, that's going to hurt. It needs to be done for many, many, many reasons. One, the Holstein, the custom Holstein heifer heifer raising that I do here. That can grow a little bit. Number two, feeding out a real good group of animals instead of just about 30, 35 of them through the winter, keeping some back depending on the markets, and feeding out all winter as, you know, heavyweights for, oh, I'm going to lose you here. It was cold outside. Heavyweight spring feeder sales, or of course, you know, more heifers. That's the big ticket here, is the heifer raising that I do here myself with my own beef heifers. It doesn't take a smart person to understand. If you paid attention to the video, pay attention to the channel lately. I'm starting to get into, I'm going to call it specialty AI breeding, with a big emphasis on bred heifer sales. It makes me a lot more comfortable to know that my heifers are actually all together come breeding season, which differs a little bit from the cow herd. Settle down! Jesus! You know, I won't start heifer breedings until August 1st. Settle down! Knock it off! You want me to jump in there? You don't want that. Jeez, what's your problem, little buddy? Rambunctious little son of a gun, you. Little turd. That's what you are, you little turd. That's what I should have called you. But, you know, I need those extra stalls there, lock stalls for breeding purposes, when, of course, I have the Holstein heifers here. And what I'm trying to tell you is my beef heifers will be collected. Stop it! Come like July 15th in preparations for starting heifer breedings August 1st. So I need extra room out there. I need the extra lock stalls. And there's 3, 4, 5 other different reasons. Everything says put the damn thing in. So we're putting it in. This is a growing small operation in a very awful industry, beautiful industry with awful markets. There's a big part of me that says don't do it. Wait and see what the hell this world does. Maybe that'd be the smarter thing to do. But in all my experiences in life and business, whether it's for myself or, you know, helping other people's businesses, it's those that sit and wait usually regret it. So yeah, I know it sounds like I'm talking about some $500,000 expansion here. It's not. I actually got a price tag in mind of what that's going to cost. I'm going to lose you here in just a few seconds, folks. Apologize now if this shuts off. But you know, this is that's a big undertaking there. So just sharing some information with you. It was a decision-making Sunday. I'm pretty happy about it, and now it's time to go forward with these decisions, put everything on the calendar, and start preparations. I got a lot of phone calls to make tomorrow. Put everybody on the radar here, tell them what I'm looking at, done deal, sign some deals and make some deals. There'll be a lot of verbal agreements, and go from there. So yeah, it's been a good Sunday. I thought I'd share some of it with you. Little turd. And big week coming up. It'll be a blink of an eye, and we're going to start throwing a whole bunch of fence posts in the ground. In fact, I can even see that possibly happening later this week. I'm not looking to run all the fence and everything. I'm just looking to get the damn post in the ground. I'll come back at a certain point with all the fencing, the high tensile and everything else. And of course, we need to really need to start working on the corral system, headlock squeeze chute gate system. Because that's right around the corner. That has to be done and ready to operate by April 16th, 17th, or 18th. It has to be operational. Period, end of story. Folks, I'm shutting down the lights. I'm going to go for a little ride on the Ranger. I got a few things to take care of. Might even have a Heifers or two. It's been a beautiful Sunday, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you tagging along. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you had a nice weekend. Hope you had some nice plans in there.